Cursed Christmas, haunting tale of redemption. Darkness loomed over the town as the cold breath of winter circulated. As Christmas approached, a sense of unease began to grip the townsfolk. Winter nights were long, but this year's Christmas was different. A week before the most sacred day of the year, the town's atmosphere grew increasingly tense. Mysteriously, an elderly man with white hair suddenly appeared in the town. No one knew who he was, but everyone seemed to notice him. His name was Henry, and he seemed to have come from a place unseen by anyone. Many were afraid of him, even suggesting he might be a ghost. However, Henry caught people's attention for another reason. Peculiar occurrences had begun happening in the town since his arrival. As Christmas drew near, rumors spread about missing individuals in the town. Stories circulated about a mother who vanished, leaving only half of her home sunken. Another person was said to have behaved strangely when spotted near places Henry had visited. People were frightened. Whispers filled the air, speculating whether a ghost haunted the town or if it was cursed. When Christmas Eve arrived, the townsfolk were holed up in fear within their homes. However, rumors circulated that the candles inside an old abandoned church on the outskirts of town suddenly lit up. A few brave souls decided to venture toward this ancient church. As they pushed open the church's heavy doors, they were met with an encompassing silence. The walls adorned with old paintings towered high, and the ceiling was capped by a lofty dome. In the center lay a book filled with indecipherable symbols. The group began to examine the book, and suddenly they stumbled upon a section detailing the horrifying events of past Christmas nights. It spoke of a curse that had struck the place years ago, unleashing terror every Christmas night. There was a mention of a way to break the curse, but the method was ambiguous. At that moment, the door started closing, and a spirit materialized. Its red eyes glowed, and its voice was chilling like a wintry gust. "I am the curse itself," it said. "I take one each Christmas, and this year, it's your turn." The group was in a state of panic, unsure of what to do. Suddenly, they remembered the significance of the symbols in the book and began chanting them in an act of desperate courage to break the curse. The spirit trembled restlessly, its light fading, and it was pulled into a vortex. Silence descended upon the church, but suddenly, everything seemed to return to normal. The group had broken the curse. The townsfolk realized the return of the missing, the homes completely restored to their former state. Following this event, Henry was revealed to be a hero. He had brought peace to the town, ending the curse. Since that day, the townsfolk gathered every Christmas to commemorate the night the curse was broken. Haunting mystery of the abandoned manor. For years, a mysterious legend persisted that every year's end, ghosts would awaken and roam the grounds of an old mansion on the outskirts of town. It was said that the mansion, once home to a happy family, had been cursed by a horrifying event on a Christmas night. Remembering that cursed night became one of the town's biggest fears. A few days before this year's Christmas, a group of young friends decided to put this legend to the test. They claimed to be brave and wanted to prove the existence of ghosts inside the mansion. Quietly trudging along snow-covered paths, they arrived at the mansion. In the dead of night, they cautiously opened the mansion's door. Stepping inside, they encountered a dark and eerie environment, with old furniture blanketed in dust and walls adorned with faded paintings. They illuminated their path with flashlights, exploring the rooms one by one. Suddenly, they heard a sound akin to a child crying mournfully. Shivers ran down their spines as they followed the sound to its source. Upon opening the door to an old room, they were met with ghostly lights encircling the space, projecting scenes from that dreadful Christmas night. The ghostly lights painted a vivid picture of the terrifying events of that night. Family members gathered around a table, joyously celebrating Christmas. Abruptly, a shadow crept into the room, engulfing everything in darkness. Slowly, the dark entity moved through the room, causing each family member to vanish one by one. Terrified, the youngsters recoiled as the ghostly lights suddenly extinguished. Yet, on a corner wall, an old album materialized, showcasing photographs of the scenes depicted by the ghostly lights. At that moment, a childlike voice resonated in the room. When they turned around, they were met with the gaze of a child-shaped ghost, its eyes conveying sorrow and melancholy. After a brief, sorrowful glance, the ghost dissipated into the darkness. Shaken with fear, they fled the mansion and returned to the town. They never spoke of their experience to anyone. However, the townsfolk now found the legends of ghosts within that mansion more believable than ever before. Since then, those brave youngsters realized the stark reality behind that cursed mansion. However, even the memory of that horrifying night left an everlasting sense of terror within them.